Passions are not desire, which is to decide how much to value something. It's not a purpose, which is to create the order and disciplines in which you're going to try to resolve what it is that you do value and how you propose to get that. Passion is the limit and the boundary on which you put the things you value. So if you value love greatly, your limit of love is whatever it is you make of it. But you must remember that love is not so much truth as it is a reality of your own decision. You have to let truth decide. Or there will be lies, and the lies will ruin the love, and once you give love away, you can't just get it back. If they don't return it to you, you lose it. And that's what heartbreak comes from. Without respect, there is no relationship. So remember that in all things. And if there is respect, there will be sharing and caring, and a value to all life and to the earth and so on. If there is not that, then you're looking at the lust of an animal or even hate, which is a form of deciding that I'm going to use or abuse you for something. If not violate you and use violence to make you fear and even cause death and so on. So the limits and the boundaries of passion, even though they might have many different ways of, might look very different to different people, the end result of it is what are you going to pay for what you want? And of course, greed controls almost all human life. And greed is, of course, a part of want. And so want is really what you're looking at. If people want something badly, they're going to try to go get it. That's where the limits and boundaries of what your future looks like come from. So if they want something bad enough, they will betray you. If they want something bad enough, they'll steal from you. If they want something bad enough, they're going to fail life in whatever way it is, lie to you and so on. If, on the other hand, they want hate, they're going to try to judge you, and then they're going to play God over you because, they are the righteous and they are the people who know everything because they have a rule, and you disobeyed their rule, whatever it was, and therefore they can judge you. And of course, judgment means that basically you're either going to put a pie on a trophy to be torn down later, or you're going to just go right for the throat and say you're trash, and I can do with you the garbage whatever I want. Nobody cares. So, and they do, and the end result of that is, lust pops out and abuse and pedophilia and all the things that are a betrayal of humanity itself. So we have to learn how to create the boundaries of our laws so that we can, at least as a society, create some limits and some element of value to the things that other people might want to destroy. And to do that, of course, in a world, or as all humanity together, we the world rather than just we the nation kind of thing, we first have to start with world law. Because if we don't govern our leaders, they will destroy us. There are any number of people, even if your leader is great, there are plenty of leaders that are not. So we have to create world law. And the limit and the boundary that starts with that a ruler must obey we the world of humanity. And to enforce that, we have to have an international policing force. And that means the very best among you have to become the international policing force so that we can enforce our law on leaders throughout the world. And to do that, we must give every soldier in every nation the simple truth of a Bill of Rights. In other words, this is what your society declares is your job, your duty to protect us all, and this is what it is not. And a leader, following the leader, does not get included in that. There is no such thing as following the leader into war. There is only if the nation decides to go to war or not. And you cannot, the second part is, of course, no soldier can be drafted to attack another nation. If you are literally being attacked by another nation, then you can certainly draft your citizens to help protect your nation, because it does matter to us all. That's a simple boundary. Both of those are elements of peace on earth, and we need them with world law, that we decide, not somebody else. We, the world, must decide on law. We must decide, as we, the world, what our limits and boundaries will be for our leaders to obey. They must obey our law, and we must enforce that law on every single one of them equally. We must enforce it, well, no matter what the cost will be, no matter what they threaten to do. The end result is we're going to die second if somebody else dies first on the leader. We're not going to attack nations as a world law. That's irrelevant. Not going to attack armies. That's irrelevant. If they attack us, we're going to have to defend it. But we're going to insist that leaders shall obey the law, and if they don't, they're going to be brought into court. Not with the international court, whatever it is today, but with an actual courtroom of we the world that is enforced by we the people. We the people of this earth. If we don't do that, every resource will be destroyed. You can tell with Trump, he has no value in the evidence of global warming or anything else. He just wants what he wants. He just wants what he wants. And of course, the nation of America hired him to get them what they wanted as well. That's what that vote was. Even though they didn't actually have a vote, the Electoral College elects the president. The people do not. And that means we the people can remove him if we want to with redress of grievances. We can just say, no, we don't believe in you anymore. But you have to have him, let him give a chance to the evidence you have to let him create the evidence that means we have a right to remove him. You just can't just say, we want to remove him. You have to have the evidence first. And any evidence that points to world war and things like that is more than evidence enough. Any evidence that proves he is allowing the terrorists, the university Satan, people who claim they can be God, they can ignite the same fire here as on the sun, or mutilate all of nature as what they're doing right now throughout the entire world. If we do not set limits and boundaries as a passionate humanity, protecting life and protecting our earth and protecting the future for every child and protecting everything, that everything is being destroyed. Everything. Everything is being destroyed by the university in charge of everything. You can tell because nobody leads without a diploma. Nobody leads. It is a diploma that leads. It's not Republican or Democrat. They don't count. They're just the puppets in the wind. It's the university behind them who gives them the expertise to make their decision that runs the country. It is the universities that control the money supply, that control the counterfeiting and the debt and everything else that they control, and create the illusion that COVID is some kind of pandemic when it is not, and corrupts the evidence of that and fails us all in 10,000 million different ways, as is evolution, the curse of human fools. You don't want to be responsible for yourself, but I'll tell you the truth. You are responsible for your truth. And whether that truth occurs when you're a child, or whether that truth occurs when you are an old man or a woman, it doesn't make any difference. It still becomes your truth, your identity, and you cannot escape it. You can cover it up with better deeds, but you can't escape it. So that's a limit and a boundary too. There will be truth, or it's a lie, and only truth survives. You can take that to your grave because it's true. What your grave will tell you is that only truth survives. So, but apart from that, our world is in great danger of complete collapse. Every chain of life is threatened. Every habitat is threatened. Every resource is being destroyed. All the water supplies are being polluted or lost or not sufficient to what the population is or is going to be very quickly. You have to find some passion for life instead of the apathy, the arrogance, and the disrespect of hatred. That's what it is. Hatred is arrogance, apathy, and disrespect for life and earth. And you are filled with it. You look around you, you're filled with it. You have to find the passion to accept that life is precious. Life is precious. And it should not be thrown away for the sake of assholes who are claiming they can be God. Not a one of them understands what they're doing with nature. Not a one of them understands what they're doing with energy. Not a one of them understands the cost of being wrong in so many ways. We are surrounded with threats of our own extinction because that's what you chose. So we need to identify what is true. We absolutely must identify what is true. We absolutely must take responsibility for our lives, our decisions, and ourselves. You cannot say the children are going to pay for your damn mistakes and your illusions and delusions and fantasies of university as God. How pathetic you are. Simple as that. How pathetic you are. Rise up and find your life back. Make them, the universities, make them come to court and prove evolution is true. Because every form and every kind and everything of genetic mutilation is based upon evolution. It is your functional Satan or devil or whatever you want to call it. That's what they use to declare we can throw chaos into nature. Because nature was built with chaos. Which of course it was not. Absolute true. It was not. There is nothing about your body that is chaos or accidental. It is all a design. As is proven by the facts of life. The facts of body. Your heart quits, you die. Your lungs quit, you die. Your pancreas quits, you die. Your liver quits, you die. Your kidneys quit, you die. Cut off a leg, you bleed out, you die. Lose your sight, you depend upon others, or you die. How many things do you really need to understand? This is all a game of lies. How many things do you have to understand before you understand that the cult of university as God is your Satan? They are the destroyers of a planet, which is what Satan means, a destroyer of a planet, destroyer of a world. That's what it means. You call it a religious thing or whatever you want to, or give it an image or whatever you want to. It doesn't matter. Satan is the destroyer of a world, and that is exactly what you are doing. So, I'm trying my best at this point to say, time has run up. We are out of time. You have to make a better decision now, or it will be too late. There is nothing left but a decision for life or a decision for death. That's your choice. I can't save you. You know, humanity, all of it, is what caused all these problems to exist. What you believe is what caused all these problems to exist. And what you believe or what you accept to be true will fix whatever it is that you caused to be wrong, if we are not too late. You gotta wake up. You gotta assemble a courtroom. And you can do it in this USA with redress. You don't need a damn judge. You don't need a damn government official to tell you. You can just do it. You can just claim it. You can just create it. Because you have the legal authority to do so as a democracy. So do it. It's your job. Not mine.